Wow, I guess it is that time of the year. The Christmas season is here, which means a lot of people are going to be buying Nintendo Switches for Christmas. That means parents are going to be looking at videos trying to figure out the best Nintendo Switch games to buy for their kid, or games to avoid, or there's going to be kids watching this video trying to make the ultimate Christmas game list of all time for the Nintendo Switch. Well, I got just the video for you, because today we're going to be going over what I feel is the best Nintendo Switch games to buy for this year's Christmas. But I guess before we get started with that, I need to figure out something for the snow. I don't have a Santa hat, so I guess the best thing to really fit the mood is going to have to be this. It's the best thing I got. My name is MONADO Max. Let's get into this video. Yeah, I decided that didn't really fit the Christmas theme, so we're just gonna go in with no hat. I couldn't find my Santa hat. Don't worry, I'm very excited for Christmas. You guys should see my Christmas tree this year. Oh my gosh. We're going to approach this video as you don't have a Nintendo Switch yet. So some of the games that you see on here might be weird because you might already own said game. First off, if you don't own a Nintendo Switch, there's two amazing bundles out there that they came out for the holidays. There's a Super Smash Bros. Nintendo Switch OLED bundle for $350, and then there's also a Mario Kart bundle that is $300 that has the standard Nintendo Switch. In my honest opinion, avoid the Mario Kart bundle at all costs. Mario Kart is an older game. It's okay to have for your Switch, but the reason why you want to avoid it, it's the old Switch. A lot of people are buying this and don't realize that that is the old Nintendo Switch that you are getting. You want to get the $350 bundle because, one, it comes with Super Smash Bros., a really good game and one of the best Switch games out there, and it comes with Nintendo Switch Online, custom Joy-Cons, exclusive Joy-Cons I should say, and it's the Switch OLED. The OLED is such a way better upgrade and worth the extra $50 that you're going to be putting into that bundle rather than the actual $300 Mario Kart bundle. And you're getting Smash Bros. For free basically because the Switch OLED's already $350. You're just getting a free game with Switch Online and really cool Joy-Cons. This is the bundle to go with if you don't have a Switch yet. Now we're going to be mixing it up. I'm going to show you games that you should get for the Switch for the buying guide, and I'm going to show you games that you should avoid at all costs for the Nintendo Switch. Let's start off with one that a lot of people are probably going to be asking for on the Christmas list, but don't realize how bad the game is. Mortal Kombat 1. This is a game that you should avoid at all costs for the Nintendo Switch. The Switch version, we did a full dedicated review just showing how bad this Switch version of the game was, and they're charging $70 for this. This game is not worth $70 and you should avoid at all costs trying to buy this for your children. I mean, this probably isn't a game you're going to buy for your children anyways, since it's, rated M and the type of gore that Mortal Kombat has, but you never know nowadays. I'm just trying to help you avoid buying Switch games. Don't buy this Switch game. So you're probably going to be hearing a lot of people ask for Zelda for the Nintendo Switch, especially if you are buying a Nintendo Switch for your child and they don't have any Nintendo Switch games. They're probably asking for Tears of the Kingdom. And Tears of the Kingdom is an amazing Switch game you should own. However, if this is your first time buying a Switch, don't buy this yet. Buy Zelda Breath of the Wild. A lot of people that are going to be asking for a Switch probably aren't hardcore fans and realize that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a sequel to Breath of the Wild. And the cool thing about Zelda Breath of the Wild this year, you're going to see this game go on sale frequently this year for $30. We saw this for Cyber Monday and Black Friday, and you know how sales are. They're going to happen every other week. You're going to see Zelda Breath of the Wild for $30. It's going to save you a lot of money because that's my goal in this video, is try to save you money, but I can't do it all the time, of course. And Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, that's a $70 game. That's something to keep in mind. There's very few $70 Switch games, as we just showed the last $70 Switch game. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is $70. You can get lucky. Nintendo decided to put this on Black Friday for $60, so you save $10. Not much savings there. But if your child does not have played Zelda Breath of the Wild yet, this is the one to buy first before buying Tears of the Kingdom. And it's going to save you a lot of money. Both games are great. If you already own Breath of the Wild, then yes, Tears of the Kingdom is a must-have to get for this Christmas season. You'll find it for $60 in some places, but $70 is pretty much what you're going to be paying for that. We're going to be showing off another game that Nintendo themselves are going to be pushing heavy this Christmas season. For one of the reasons is it's going to be at a very low cost because it is a very bad game and sold very poorly. That game is Everybody 1-2 Switch. You're going to see this game for $10 everywhere you go. This is one of the things that Nintendo was pushing heavy in the Black Friday sales this year. Do not buy this, especially if it's just for like one person, the Switch for 1 to 2 people. I don't know how the family's gonna share the system. This is a game that is only fun if you have like 20 plus people. If you have a family of 20 people, I guess go ahead and go for it, but the chances of you having a family of 20 kids, I mean, I guess it's possible, but this is one that you do not get at all. I could not recommend this at all, because this is one that they're going to try to easily buy. They're going to be like, ooh, a Nintendo game that Nintendo themselves made for $10. The catch is, this game sucks. Do not buy this. One game that's going to be pushed heavy this Christmas season by Nintendo, and probably everybody that's asking for a Switch has put this on their Christmas list, is Super Mario RPG. Now, this is a game that is a shorter game, very short compared to other Nintendo games out there. Now, I think it's worth the $60. The controversy surrounding this game is it's too short for $60. So, if you want your child to have a somewhat decently long game, like an average game, this might not be the game to buy. However, this game is so good. It's graphically amazing and one of the most beautiful looking Switch games out there. This is a Switch game I heavily recommend. However, it could be one to avoid if you don't buy games often and don't want to put that type of money into a game that is going to be beaten fast by your children or whoever you're buying the system for. For me, this is one that I think you should put on the guide list to buy for the system because it's a good game. It's one of the Switch games that came out this year that is going to be a big push for Nintendo this Christmas season. This and another game that we're going to be talking about later in this video. This is one I highly recommend. Alright, this is one that I think you should definitely avoid depending how big of a fan your person is on this game. There is a big Nintendo Switch Fortnite bundle that came out a few weeks ago that has the Transformers skin, V-Bucks, all that type of stuff. There's no cartridge inside. Epic Games, I gotta be honest, they are very smart with these bundles. They know exactly what they're trying to do with these bundles. A lot of parents are not gonna realize that Fortnite's a free game, or they're gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be great, Fortnite, that type of stuff. These Fortnite bundles, a lot of the times kids are not going to want. Especially teenagers, all ages are not really going to care about these bundles. It's just them trying to market the whole Fortnite name to capitalize on people that don't know what they're buying. Because these versions of these bundles, they kind of make it look like you're buying an actual game, but it's just an add-on. I think you should avoid this at all costs unless whoever you're buying this for is a big Transformers fan and a big Fortnite fan. Alright, so the game we're about to show off now is a game that I think is highly recommended if this is the type of gameplay that whoever you're buying this for loves these type of games and loves playing very long games, because this is a very long game. And the best part about the game I'm about to show you is it goes on sale for $20 to $30 a lot of the times. That game is Persona 5 Royal. This is a really good game. Now, Persona 5 Royal, this is a game that we have been waiting to come for the Switch for many years, and almost a year ago, it has finally come out on the Switch. It came out late last year, and it's still crazy to me that this is on the Nintendo Switch, because this is a game that is literally meant for the Switch, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is you got like a 120 plus hour game right here. I think those type of games are meant to be on a system where you can take on the go. If you're looking for long games, especially if the person that you were buying Super Mario RPG for is into that type of stuff and really wants to dive further into those type of games, Persona 5 Royal is the way to go. And you can't beat that price point for a super long game that, in my opinion, is a very fun game. This is a must for the Nintendo Switch. Alright, this is going to be a controversial take that we're about to make. However, the reason why I'm putting this into the ones to avoid is the people that are buying this are probably not going to realize what exactly they need. So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has come out a year ago. Now, I'm not saying don't buy Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. However, I was not a fan of these games. I think these are some of the worst Pokemon games out there. Something you should know is your children, your teenagers, your adults are going to be asking for this, but you're probably not going to know why they're asking for this. The big Pokemon expansion pack has just come out, and they're probably wanting that more because apparently the expansion pack is like a 30 times better game than what we got here, so they're now interested in buying this game. So you're going to have to buy these games plus a DLC expansion pack. So you're looking at, well, you don't have to buy both Pokemon games, but you're looking at, I think the expansion pack's like $40 or something. So you're looking at like $100 here. And that's an additional add-on that you're gonna have to buy. So this is gonna be a very expensive purchase, especially if you're buying both Pokemon games. I think this is something that you should avoid at all costs if you're trying not to spend much money, because these games are not worth $100 each, no matter how much you have to buy. Because even if you have to buy add-on content to make the game good, that's a problem. Avoid these games, and if you're buying add-on content, you're gonna have to buy it digitally. You can't get it physically like the last Pokemon game where they had it on cartridge. Keep that in mind and stay safe with that one. Now, I want to actually show off a Pokemon game that I do highly recommend, and that is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. You can find these games for $30 each. They go on sale all the time. In my opinion, they're the only good Pokemon games in terms of the mainline Pokemon games that have come out for the Switch. Let's Go Arceus is really good, but the only reason why I'm not putting it on this list is that game is still $60. The fact that you can get a decent, very good Pokemon game for 30 bucks, I think is very important to have on the Switch, because like I said, we're trying to save you money, so I want to recommend really good games while saving you money. That's what this holiday guide is. It's to try to get a good amount of stuff for not as much money down, because if we're recommending every $60 Nintendo Switch game, you're only going to be able to get like 2 or 3. Where this, if you're watching this video, you can get them like 4 to 5 games, 6 to 7 games, however you're budgeting. You'll be able to look at this video and get them potentially more games. And the Pokemon Let's Go games, I think, are really good for what they are. The controversy surrounding those games are how you catch Pokemon. That is really the only problem with that game. Other than that, you got Pokemon Fire Red in HD, basically. That's the best way that I can describe it. And if you tell people that, they're gonna love that, because those games, they hold up, and they're the best looking Pokemon games on Switch. Like, if you look at that game compared to Scarlet and Violet, you're gonna be like, what? So Pokemon Let's Go is definitely one to get on the buying guide. Alright, I'm showing off another one that is very smart from Disney this time to market on this, which is Disney Dreamlight Valley. Disney Dreamlight Valley just got a quote-unquote physical copy released, and they're really hoping to market this towards the people that, you know, they love physical collectors, because, you know, Disney Dreamlight Valley last year was a huge game. They're really trying to market on the people that don't know what they're buying, because this is a different version of the game. So you're getting a download code of Disney Dreamlight Valley. There's no cartridge inside. It's kind of like one of those things that they don't want you to realize, because when you're buying a physical copy of something, you expect it to be on the actual, like a cartridge. If you're buying a physical case, there's going to be a cartridge. They don't put a cartridge in here. It's a download code. They're charging you $50 for this, and it gets you a few more extra add-ons that the standard edition on the eShop doesn't get you. The reason why I say avoid buying this one in particular, it's $50. If you go on the eShop, you can buy the same standard edition game for 30 bucks. It's really not enough extra add-on content to justify the extra $20. Really just buy the standard edition of this game. You won't regret it. And if you're buying this, just buy it on the eShop. They're trying to take advantage of you on this because they don't want you to know that this game's cheaper digitally and that the stuff inside of the Switch physical copy is not worth the extra $20. Avoid this at all cost. Alright, next up, these are going to be games that are going to be one of the most requested things on Switch buy lists, and that is Super Mario Wonder. Now, this is a $60 game. It is worth the $60. It's a fun game. This is a good Mario game. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is not something that's going to go on sale. This just came out literally like a month ago. If you're trying to buy a lot of Switch games but want to be under a budget, you might want to keep that $60 price tag. This is one that I can recommend. But I am throwing this in here because this is another Mario game that has been out for a few years. If you're buying a Switch right now, they definitely don't have this game and would definitely have a lot of fun with this game. This is Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey was one of the biggest Nintendo Switch games in 2017 when it came out. It was this and Breath of the Wild. Those were the biggest Switch games of all time. This year that Nintendo is pushing, it's really this and Tears of the Kingdom. They're also pushing Mario RPG as a big holiday title, but those are $70 to $60 games right there. If you wanted to go with what I was suggesting earlier with Tears of the Kingdom, and if you're buying a Switch for the first time, you can get Breath of the Wild for $30 and you can get Mario Odyssey for $30. That's 2 games for $60. Now, they're older games, but they're still good games for people that have not had the Switch yet. Like, these are games that are going to eventually be bought on their Nintendo Switch. So keep that in mind. I mean, I guess if they're specifically asking for Mario Wonder, the differences between these 2 games, this is the next 3D Mario adventure, this is the next 2D Mario adventure. So I guess it's all a preference, but I think these are important notes to have if you're trying to save money. Another game to avoid that's going to be pushed heavily because of the IP behind it is Detective Pikachu Returns. Now, this is a Pokemon game. Everyone's going to be asking for Pokemon. Detective Pikachu Returns on Nintendo Switch looks absolutely horrible. If you've seen the gameplay out there, it looks like an upscale 3DS game that didn't even get it finished developed. Like, I don't know how to explain it better than that, because these are 3DS models that looked like they were like dipped in water. They were trying to process it, you know, make the HD, you know, very noticeable, like it looked really nice, but they like ejected the USB drive early. It was only like 30% done, and this is what you got. This is what the visuals look like. This game has so many problems. They have quick time events that aren't even really quick time events. You're supposed to press the button and you have a certain amount of time, game over, that type of thing. That's what a quick time event is. This right here, they just play the same cutscene over and over. There is no game over screen. It is so bad what this game has done. And kind of a joke in all honesty, because of it's a Pokemon game. Pokemon games shouldn't be doing stuff like this. This game has sold very poorly in Japan, so I can only imagine that it sold horrible here. And they're going to push this heavily because it's Pokemon. Everyone's going to be asking for this because Pokemon is typically, at least used to always be, a really good game. Avoid this at all costs if somebody is asking for this. Now, before I show this last Nintendo Switch game, I want it to be very clear that there is so many Switch games out there. So many amazing Nintendo Switch games out there. It's kind of hard to make a short buying guide list for people, but it's also important to make a short buying list because you don't want to list everything, because it's hard to make choices after all of that right there. So when I made this video, I tried my best to include a little bit of everything in here. I think I've done a pretty good job, and especially with this last game, I think adds up pretty well to a really good Nintendo Switch buying guide of games you should buy. That last game is Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is probably one of the most surprising releases to come out on the Nintendo Switch. If you realize how weak that system is compared to some of today's consoles, it's incredible that this game can run on the Switch and look somewhat good. I'm putting this in the buy category because a lot of people are probably going to tell you that this is not a good Switch game, mainly due to the controversy surrounding Mortal Kombat 1. Very bad Switch game. We already said don't buy it. Please do not buy it. But Hogwarts Legacy looks amazing on the Switch, runs amazing, and it's just an important game to have on the Switch. To have this game to take on the go is a pretty crazy thing to say. And I think whoever you're buying this for will absolutely love Hogwarts Legacy. This did just come out, so it is going to be a $60 game. But the cool thing about this, if you wait a little bit, you might see that this goes on sale before Christmas for maybe like $40. I don't know. If you want to wait, give them some Christmas money. This is probably going to go on sale in January or February for like $30, because third-party games typically drop value pretty quick on all platforms. It's just the Nintendo games take like 6 years to drop that $60 price tag. Or if you're lucky, you get the Tears of the Kingdom price tag and they'll give you $10 off. Well guys, that is my buying guide 2023 for you. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Do you agree with this list that I have on games to buy and avoid? I would like to know all that in the comments down below. If there's things that you think are missing, let me know. Just don't get mad at me for not listing your favorite game on here. There's a lot of good Switch games. I'm just trying not to overwhelm the person that's watching this video with so many options because, listen, the Switch, there's so many good games on there. It's hard to make options or pick options because there's so many options. So I feel like I did a pretty good job of limiting stuff out there for you and still having a little bit to pick through. Would love to know if this video was important to you guys, if it helped you in any shape or form, because I might do this next year for the next Nintendo Switch if there's another Switch console coming out next year, or I might just do it for the Switch itself, because we might have one more year of the Switch left. I don't know. I have been talking for way too much. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, check out the Discord server, check out the podcast. We're going to be going live with another episode next week. Would love to see you guys there. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh, the snow. It must stop. Hold up. I got... All right.